All right, so you just answered that question, and now let's get into actually finding the volume. Okay, I'm going to do a couple examples here with a rectangular prism, and then you're going to be doing a couple practice problems with a rectangular prism. Okay, so again, to find the volume of a prism, we find the area of that base face, and then multiply it by the height of the prism. Okay, so making sure I know what base face I want to use is going to be key. With a rectangular prism, it really doesn't matter as much because they're all rectangles. Okay, so I'm just going to go for this grade shape up here. Oh, that was not cool. Sorry, I'm trying to draw with my finger on my little mouse pad thing on my computer, and I'm not that great with it. Okay, so this purple box up here that I just did, I'm going to use that as my base. Now, because it is a rectangle, I know that the area of that rectangle is just base times height. Right? So I need to do that first. Okay? So if I look, the wide part here is 40 feet. The narrow part here is 10 feet. So I would do 40 times 10, which gets me 400. Now this is still area, so this is square feet. Okay? Now when it talks about the height of the prism, what that refers to is then the space in between those two bases. Okay, so if I imagine if my prism has a top, that means it also has a bottom that's the exact same. And again, my horrible drawing skills, sorry about that. Okay, so that means there's another rectangle down here with an area of 400 square feet, right? So then when we talk about the height of the prism, we're talking about that space in between those two. So that's what I just went over in red. Kind of messy, but that's what I just went over in red, right? Okay. So then the distance between those two rectangles I can see here is 26 feet. So what I need to do then is take my 400 and multiply it by 26. And the beautiful power of a calculator tells me, why can't I type right now, that it is 10,400. Okay? So that is the total volume of this prism. So now instead of square feet, I need to use cubic feet. Right? So again, I found the area of the rectangle, multiplied it by the space in between the two rectangles. Okay? Let's look at one more. So again, I have another rectangular prism. So again, it's not going to matter much which side I go with. So I'm just going to go with the front here. That is not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. This is not really working for me today. Here we go. So this front face that I just again put in a little bit of that purple color is going to be my base face. Okay, so I need to find the area of that. So area, because it's a rectangle, is going to be the base times the height, or length times width, right? So that means that I'm going to have to do 21 times 38. And again, the magic of my calculator off screen that you don't see, 21 times 38 is 798. So this would be square centimeters, right? Because I just found the area. Right? And then just like before, if I have this rectangle in the front here, that means I'm also going to have a similar one to it in the back. So then when it talks about the height of the prism, again, that means the space in between those two. Okay? So this is that 12 centimeter side right there. Okay. So then in order to find the volume, and I know that sometimes throughout the year we've talked about little letters versus big letters. So this is big B times big H. So area of the base face, that's the big B, times the height of the prism, that's the big H. Okay. So I have the 798 for the area of the base face times the 12 for the height of the actual prism. Okay. And when I do that multiplication, I get 9,576. And again, this isn't going to be squared centimeters anymore. It's going to be cubic centimeters, because now I'm talking about how much I can put inside the actual shape. All right. So you've got a couple of questions practicing just rectangular type prisms for finding the volume. Okay, so go ahead and try those.